Hey there, Taurus. Welcome to your reading for the week of March 10th. This week, you have this Let It Go card. It says, let go of all that no longer serves you. You also have this Connect to the Eternity Within. It says, let yourself be held by love. By love. I thought it said loved ones for some reason, but I made that up in my head. So, again, I think that some of you, it is, I will say that it is like a week of letting go of things or removing things. I mean, we're very close to the first eclipse, so, it wouldn't surprise me if a lot of people were kind of releasing things, and it's definitely shown up in the readings as well. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it either. It has shown up as like uncomfortable. And, really, I really don't have good advice other than, I do think that we are all being asked to make room for something better. So I think we need to have, like, the faith that we will attract something better. We are creating something better for ourselves. Your reading doesn't look too bad at all so far. I don't want to speak too soon. Usually I screw myself by saying that, but you start with the High Priestess, the Five of Swords, and the Four of Swords. The High Priestess is about trusting your intuition. Again, almost every single person has had something about, like, really, and sorry, I'm just trying to get to the middle here. I was off to the side, Taurus. And the High Priestess is about trusting your intuition. The other interesting thing about your reading is that we see a ton of clarity in your reading. Queen of Swords, Ace of Wands, Ace of Swords, Eight of Wands. These are all great cards for being very clear on what to do next. So your intuition really could be speaking to you right now about your future potential. I always say I think something people need to remember about the High Priestess is that she does represent future potential, or even potential right now. The trick with the High Priestess is to not limit yourself. There are no limits to what she can accomplish. She has no roof over her head. And the whole point of that with the High Priestess is that the only limitation is what she believes she can accomplish. So, the sky's the limit, or there are no limits, and I would just tell yourself that. You have the Five of Swords. Again, like I said, everybody seems to be walking away or cutting something out. One thing about the Five of Swords is that he is walking away the winner. Now, we don't always consider it a good thing, the Five of Swords, because he's like winning at all cost, which, that could mean anything. That could mean that he's done bad things to win or, whatever. But really, I feel pretty good about this. Like, if you are walking away from anything, that you could be walking away the winner, and you should be walking away with your head held high. You have the Four Swords. Yeah, I mean, it's, I don't really like this energy either. I'm stubborn, right? And I'm sure you being a Taurus, you are stubborn as well. So I hate when people tell me to take a break or to take a nap or something like that, right? Like, even when I was a kid, I refused to take naps, right? So I don't like the whole break energy. I like to break things. I like to break through, but I don't like, resting and, things like that, except for at night when I sleep. And, that's pretty much the only time. But I do feel that taking a break or, kind of recharging your batteries would be a good thing. We do have like a tiny breakthrough card. We go up to the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is on a journey where he could have a breakthrough. He is going and having an experience. He is going and having an adventure, which could lead to a breakthrough. And right underneath him, you have the Ace of Wands, which is a breakthrough, out with the old, in with the new. And so I think that a lot of you taking a break, even if you feel like you have to do something, would be very helpful. Yes, with the High Priestess, you have two cards. You have the Fool and the Judgment card. This is about answering the call, It's like the universe is calling. Are you going to pick up, right? The Judgment card is the universe calling. And those people are rising up out of their coffins. The coffin represents their old life. Outside the coffin is their new life. And the Fool is about taking the leap of faith into your new life. Basically everything that we've already talked about. With the Five of Swords, you have the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, we already have two pages, and we haven't even really clarified yet. So the Page energy can represent newness, like new energy, starting something new. Page of Pentacles is definitely a new beginning. So I feel, and you have a million cards that represent that. I mean, the two aces especially. With the Four of Swords, you have the Two of Swords, the resistance to taking the break, right? It's like the last thing there are so many things that have happened to me in my life where it's like the last thing I want to hear is to do nothing. It's like even my mom, she's a Taurus, right? She used to say to me all the time, like, maybe the things you're doing aren't working because you're trying to get them to work. And let me tell you something, that used to make my blood boil, because in my head, it's like if I put effort in, I should be getting a result out, right? I have a crap ton of Capricorn in my chart. So, to me, it's like effort equals result. And, I had to learn the hard way that sometimes trying is actually the problem, right? Sometimes, trying to make something work in life is the issue. And that's really the message that I'm getting here. I'm not really getting anything traditional with the Two of Swords. And, it's a frustrating thing to hear. I'm sure of it, Taurus, that, because again, I think most of us are raised or taught that if we work hard enough on something, or if we put in enough effort, that will get a result. But you know what? I'll prove it to you right now. If you go to my Chris Rec channel and just go to the front page of this channel, it's linked up at the bottom. My top video on that channel is me talking about an issue with wires. I kid you not, right? I'm like laying on the floor trying to figure out my setup, like this setup, right? Well, it's my old setup, but the same stuff, right? All my wires were messed up. It was messing up my internet. And literally my top video, it's like 4 minutes long, and it's just me telling a story about that, right? I didn't try at all with that piece of content. So, again, I think that there's something in your life where it's like maybe you are trying, and what you need to do is not try. And I hope that makes sense. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this lizard spirit. It says, dream the world into being. Probably the best thing we could do right now. We still have Neptune and Pisces for a little bit, and, it is going to go into Aries, but it will retrograde back into Pisces later on. But, again, we still have that energy. We have all the Pisces energy, which is great for dreaming. You have this frog spirit. It says, clear out the clutter. Yeah, clearing out the clutter is another good thing as well. If you have too much clutter, it's going to clutter your mind and cause issues. But frogs are symbols of abundance, so, there could be a lot of abundance coming in here as well. You have the Queen of Swords, the Nine of Wands, and the Seven of Wands. Like I said, I really like the Queen of Swords in this reading because I feel that she's bringing you great clarity and, being able to almost see the future, or being able to see what your next step should be, which is amazing. And that's really all I'm getting off the Queen of Swords, but also these two aces going down. I mean, Ace of Swords is ultimate clarity. It is laser-like focus. It is knowing what to do and just going in that direction. So, very good. You have the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior, like a little bit of that energy of needing to tell your new story. I'm pretty sure your bonus reading for March, the March bonus reading, I'll link it up at the end of this video, it was all about telling a new story. So, I think that I get a little bit of that energy because he has these 8 wands behind him, and those 8 wands are like the 8 times that he's tried to accomplish something before. He's kind of like looking back at those experiences, but he is moving forward. He is, grabbing onto this one new experience. And look at this. If we look at the connection to the card, we have, one wand right here. So I feel a lot of you, and we also have the 7 of Wands at the bottom. So the 7 of Wands, he's grabbing onto one wand. Sometimes I feel the 7 of Wands is that kind of like pissed off for greatness type of energy. And I think it's Les Brown who says pissed off for greatness. It might be someone else. I can't remember. But, I love, sometimes I do like that energy where it's like you are frustrated by what's been happening, but you're saying, you know what? No, I'm going to make this happen no matter what. And I feel some of you could be really kind of being convicted in what you want to accomplish at this time. I feel a lot of you Tauruses really want to accomplish something with the Ace of Wands. Like really this reading, I feel is about one idea that you have, or, one new direction in your life. And I really see you kind of committing to that direction in this row. So that is great. Let's clarify this if I can get these cards to work. And sorry, they're just all kind of jumbled up. But let's see. With the Queen of Swords, you have the Lovers. Yeah, the Lovers could be love, but the Lovers is also picking a path. The Lovers traditionally was like a card of being at a crossroads and having a choice to make. It's pretty simple. I would just pick the new path with the Lovers. Usually, the new path is the better path with the Lovers. With the Nine of Wands, you have the Nine of Wands. Pretty much the universe saying I meant what I said. So do not give up, especially if you have a dream, because we have this card that says dream the world into being. If you have a dream, commit to it. The Nine of Wands is all about not giving up. Nine of Wands is also my card of experimentation. it's a card of throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. So, this kind of tells me that you just haven't figured it out yet, like whatever you're trying to do in your life, and it just needs more experimentation. With the Seven of Wands, you have the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, Seven of Pentacles is like a little bit of a change in direction. And, I feel the Seven of Pentacles is about looking at the work or the results that you've been getting so far, and it says, like, is the juice worth the squeeze? Has what you've been working on been working, or could you get more juice out of less work? Or, is there a bigger bang for your buck that you could get out of the work that you do? And that's really what I'd be focusing on with the Seven of Pentacles. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this focus card, definitely Ace of Swords. We'll talk about it. And you also have this accept responsibility card. I do get I feel like you are. I don't really feel this is anything that you need to do. Like, I feel like you are accepting responsibility for your position in life. I feel like you are, realizing that you are ultimately the decider in your life. And, that could actually be helping you focus as well. You have the Page of Wands, Ace of Wands, and the Eight of Wands. I love this row. Very good. I love energy like this because, it's almost like you're claiming the Ace of Wands, and the Eight of Wands is quick success or quick conclusion. It's something happening fast in your life. So it's like once you claim whatever this Ace of Wands is, it's like things are going to take off very quickly for you. And so I would, get claiming it. The thing about the Page of Wands is that he doesn't really have a good reason for doing what he's doing. And again, I think that's something that Taurus needs to let go of, kind of. And you have that let go card at the beginning. It says let it go. And, like I said, he doesn't have like a good logical reason for going on his adventure. He's just excited about the adventure. So I think that's what you need to realize, that there could be an opportunity coming in for you. And maybe it's only excitement. Maybe you're only excited about the opportunity, but, maybe you don't even know, like, if it's like a business opportunity, for example, maybe you don't know if it's going to make you money or be successful. But again, I think the Page of Wands in all your readings for a very long time have really been encouraging you to follow your enthusiasm. You have the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is out with the old, in with the new. It's also a passionate new beginning. So there's clearly a passionate new beginning coming in for you. Ace of Wands is my favorite card in the tarot because sometimes I feel it's just like that one thing you need to get motivated. It's that inspiration, that excitement, that, it's that spark of hope. And a lot of you, I feel, could be having that spark of hope this week, or that spark of inspiration. This castle back here is crumbling, and again, this is something that I think everybody could be experiencing right now, where it's like some sort of establishment in your life might be kind of falling apart, and that not in a super bad way, but just it's like things might not be working how they used to in like work or business or whatever else you're doing, and this is really pushing you to go find inspiration to do something else or to improve the situation as well. Again, I don't think we have to leave the situation that we're in. We don't if it's a job or a business, but there might be some new direction or some reinvention that needs to happen in what we are doing so that we can keep it going. You have the Eight of Wands. Again, Eight of Wands is quick success or quick conclusion. I feel that something is taking off quickly here. It's like something is happening quickly, especially if this is a new idea or a new direction. The Eight of Wands, always feels like alignment to me. And so, like, you should feel in alignment with the right answer. And, that's what I always think about is like there is no pull with the Eight of Wands. There is no pulling in two directions, right? Like something just feels right about it. So, and that's popping into my head as very important for you, Taurus. You might have two decisions. That might be why, right? It's like maybe one decision makes logical sense. Like, oh, if I stay at my job, I have health insurance and all this other stuff. And if I stay there, that makes logical sense because it'll support you. But maybe another idea doesn't really make logical sense, like starting your own business or doing something you've never done before, or getting a job that, that you've never done before. And, but again, maybe it feels different. Maybe it feels right or more in alignment with you. And I feel like that's what the universe has been trying to get you to do for a long time. With the Page of Wands, you have the Seven of Wands, Seven of Swords, sorry. It really wouldn't be a fixed sign reading if we didn't have the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords is about doing things in a different way. Again, I don't really feel this is like a love reading or anything. I feel like this reading is talking about you. As always, Taurus, all your readings are all about you. And the Seven of Swords is about moving in new directions. He's stealing those swords from the army in the background, and so he's avoiding conflict by stealing those swords. And again, it basically says, for everything we do in life, there's a better way. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Justice card. Again, talking about that alignment type of thing is what I'm getting here. Justice is balance, and I feel that whatever this Eight of Wands is, it's like even if you can't explain it, it just feels balanced. It feels right, and maybe you get excited when you think about this idea. If it's like an idea for a business or a new job or a new direction or something new you're going to do in your life, and it feels like a transformation to me. It's like this frog card is making me wonder. It's like, frogs go through a metamorphosis. It's like they go from being a tadpole to growing legs and becoming a frog. So it's like they are in two totally different worlds. And I feel that energy for you, where it's like maybe you've been a tadpole for a very long time, and it's like now you're turning into a frog where you can make big leaps instead. And so grow those legs there, Taurus. With the Eight of Wands, you have the Eight of Wands. Yes, the universe is speaking in this reading because, again, we have these repeating cards. Repeating cards in the tarot are just basically the universe saying I meant what I said. So it's major confirmation for the reading. You have this toxic triggers. It says find the strength. This is coming up in the area of the good stuff. It says find the strength to remove yourself from toxic influences in your life. A lot of this energy going on right now. And again, it makes sense with the astrology that we all could be removing toxic things. You have this infinite possibilities. It says you're on the right path. Favorable energies are guiding you at this time. There you go. Can't make that up. The whole reading was talking about infinite possibilities with the High Priestess. And, the whole reading basically says you're on the right path. You have the Death card, the Six of Swords, and the Ace of Swords. Death, of course, would represent a positive change coming in for you. And, this is showing up in the good stuff, so this could be a positive metamorphosis, like we were talking about with the frog, and a positive change. You have the Six of Swords, moving on to calmer shores. So I feel a lot of you, and he's holding one wand, by the way. So it's like one idea or one decision or one inspiration is going to lead to you moving to calmer shores. But the Six of Swords is a pretty big change, and we do see a lot of change in the reading itself. So, this woman and the child, they're completely moving on. They are completely starting over. They only have the clothing on their back. So, again, it wouldn't surprise me if some of you were, I don't think you're completely starting over, but, it wouldn't surprise me if you were kind of going back to the drawing board, which I'm pretty sure I've said to you in recent readings. You have the Ace of Swords. This is going to be your best friend, right? Laser-like focus and being very focused on what you want to accomplish is going to be the thing that benefits you the most. So, again, I would really work on, being focused, staying focused, all that other good stuff is what I would focus on with the Ace of Swords. With the Death card, you have the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles is like equal give and take, and which we talked about with the Temperance card. It's also about just getting started, which I think it is a great time to get started, like right now, before the Mercury retrograde at the end of the month. Now, I am a big fan of starting things during retrogrades. I actually make it a point every single retrograde to start something new. Some of those things, of course, after the retrograde, I don't keep doing. Of course, some of those things I do keep doing after the retrograde. So, I think the retrograde rules are a little bit silly, but one thing I will tell you is yes, I make a lot of mistakes during retrogrades, but also I'm convinced that you learn about 1 billion times faster during a retrograde. So it's if you don't make a mistake during a retrograde, maybe it takes you 2 years to learn something. If you do make the mistake during retrograde, you learn it in a month, right? So I'm a big fan of making those mistakes. And, I think school has basically ruined people in some ways, because I think school makes it out to be in life you have to get an A on the plus, an A plus on every single test, right? But I always get Fs, right? But at the same time, I get a lot of Ws as well. So, there you go. With the Six of Swords, you have the Page of Wands. Again, a lot of repeating cards. It's like a Cancer reading. If you have Cancer in your chart, you might want to go watch Cancer. But you have and they're all connected as well, which is very interesting. All the repeating cards are basically touching themselves. So that Page of Wands is really about going on a new adventure. With the Ace of Swords, you have the Ace of Pentacles. 3 aces, really good. Ace of Pentacles is a big new opportunity that has a lot of potential, or something that has a lot of growth potential, and that's what I would be focusing on at this time. You have this lobster card, says financial pinch. Yes, I think everybody since the start of March has been feeling some sort of financial pinch. Even if, and here's the interesting thing, even if you have $1 billion in your bank account, you could be feeling a financial pinch. Something is being reflected to us through the astrology right now. I don't know what it is. I can't figure it out. But I think something is being reflected to everyone, like maybe where we are financially weak or where we need to make corrections. So again, this is not a bad thing. It just says fix it. And if you fix it, you'll be fine. You have this July card in this dog card. It says protection from a powerful friend. One thing about the March readings, the monthly readings I did, is they were very social in some way. And not in the sense of socializing, but kind of like this, like getting support from friends or being lifted up by the right people. You have this flowers card. It says happiness on it. Yeah, I think we all need to do more things that make us happy. I've been saying this for like years now, that like between now and 2033, we really need to make sure that we have some things that we can do that fill up our fun bucket, right? And if we don't, we are going to suffer between now and then. If we do have things like hobbies, interests, friends, things that we can go and do that fill up our fun bucket, we're going to have a much easier time. So I encourage everyone to find something like a hobby, an interest, whatever. You have this wishbone card. It says wish granted. There you go. Very good. You have this lightning card. It says control your anger. You will be sorry. Yes, we are still in Mars retrograde technically because we're still in the shadow until the beginning of May. And so even though we don't have the retrograde, Mars is teeing off with a lot of planets between now and then as well. So I think that hothead energy could be coming out. And, basically, if you don't think you should say something, don't, is kind of what I'm getting off of this card. But this is one heck of a reading, Taurus. I really like it for sure. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.